When movie producer Will Packer quoted from his new book, "Sometimes people must pivot," I felt his words in the center of my belly, and I thought immediately about SOAR's recent pivot to deliver more writing for healing workshops. I thought about the mass firings of government employees, black news anchors, and journalists. Being able to pivot is not only a strategy for success, but also a strategy for survival. As a black community, this is our time to pivot. It is our time to pivot away from white spaces back to black spaces. We have much more than our ancestors who built and thrived in an all-black town made up of escaped slaves in Fort Mose, Florida in 1738, or those so-called Maroons in New Orleans. Tulsa was not the only Wall Street. There is Wentzville in Oklahoma, which is still standing, Nicodemus in Kansas City, Eatonville in Florida, Haiti in North Carolina, Mound Bayou in Mississippi, Weeksville in New York, now called Crown Heights, Sugar Land in Maryland, Hobson City or Africatown, both in Alabama. We come from a people who had to pivot from slave ships to plantations, from plantations to being cast out to America's open plain without education, food, and barely clothes on our backs once freedom's bell rang. Pivot is in our bones. It's part of our DNA. The elders say the worst thing to happen to black people was integration. It made us forget ourselves. We forgot their ice was not colder and left our black-owned hotels, clothing stores, shoe stores, grocery stores, hat shops, bakeries, banks, newspapers, colleges for everything white, for everything that diminished our self-worth, wealth, and economic health. We forgot how we built in the face of hate with lynch ropes dangling from our necks, in the face of their jealousy that might burn it all to the ground. We forgot how we created choice out of choicelessness. Where they didn't want us, we thrived. We know DEI is a lie. Just like affirmative action, it never served us. White women checked their dual boxes. We knew mediocrity was never our path in their race-based meritocracy. We were taught to work 10 times harder. Even if that work was picking up trash cans, we had to pick up the heaviest to show our worth. We had to work later to show our stamina. We had to mimic their manners, their clothes, their shoes, the way they wear their hair, even if we had to glue it on our heads to be allowed in their corporate showrooms. We are in a pivotal time, a time when we must bring our collective genius home. A black woman named Marion Croak created the technology for video conferencing, yet we don't own Zoom, Teams, or any of those major companies. Howard University is the first A1 research HBCU. We must fund and bring home our talented 10th, tangled in Ivy League micro and macro aggressions to obtain more A1 HBCUs. D1 universities are not D1 without black athletes. We need to bring them home so our HBCUs become D1, able to fund their dreams. Roland Martin, Tyler Perry prove every day we don't need CNN, CBS, MSNBC, or Hollywood to house our talent to feed us. We can feed ourselves. To pivot doesn't mean giving up on a dream. It means do it a different way. My father always told me to exploit all my talents. Those fired government workers must now exploit their problem solver and organizational talent to build anew. Unlike our ancestors, we have the collective finances to build. David Stewart, Oprah, Sheila Johnson, Michael Jordan, Beyonce, Jay-Z have money. Byron Allen has money. Why not expand his Weather Channel to find new homes for our air anchors who have lost their seats? I'm not calling MSNBC to rehire Joy to bring her back to their network table. It's time we build our own table. They cannot silence Joy Ann Reid or any of the others once they pivot. We have all we need to build and own a black media network to compete against all those BCs and their BS. We have the intellect, resources, and technology to build black-owned platforms to challenge Amazon, Airbnb, Uber, Microsoft, Apple, Facebook, TikTok, and any other IT wheelhouse. All we must do is just pivot. In the meantime, be good to you.